You know, there are just so many cool things to see and do in Northern California, so we are sending Kevin John out to try all of them, one zip code at a time. Al puts it in perspective. He says, how would you feel if one of your family members got an infection or got sick because of this?
It's really stupid.
It's pretty nasty. Open up the ABC 10 app or go to abc10.com/vote. You know that long combination of numbers and letters that you need for things like insurance? Well, that's your vehicle identification number, and we're going to break down what it means to you. How did you know I wanted to pet you? You knew it. The bride didn't drink. It wasn't about going out to the bar and partying it up. She wanted to sit with her girlfriends and chat. I'm just surrounded by toys here, and I think anybody who's a new parent kind of knows that when you have a kid, you've got toys and baby items all over the place. And but that sound, that like, that is awful. Dracula. Just do that. We talked to some of the top women in weed here in Northern California. Here's what they had to say about breaking the glass ceiling into yet another boys' club. In fact, creative sectors make up 7.1% of California's gross state product, ahead of agriculture and transportation. When it comes to dog parks, breaches in etiquette rarely has to do with the dogs, but with the humans who brought them there. Now, the city of Sacramento has their official list of rules for its 12 dog parks. Legal rules like dogs must have a current license, owners are personally responsible for their dogs, and use the parks at their own risk. But what about good old-fashioned etiquette? Well, the dog park is not the time to check your Twitter feed. Just like a child, you've got to watch your animal at all times. And speaking of kids, leave the little ones at home. Not all dogs do well with children, and besides, they've got playgrounds of their own. Just because a park has gone to the dogs doesn't mean you don't clean up after yourself. I mean, come on, yuck. Don't bring your dog's favorite toy to the dog park. They will be crushed if you leave it behind or if it gets taken by a more aggressive dog. See, puppy, good manners are important everywhere. The green monster can totally rear its ugly head when you jump into a friend's new car and compare it to your old one. But we know it doesn't make financial sense to get a whole new car just for a few upgrades. Here are some ways to make your old car feel like new with a little bit of technology. Did you know heated seats made their debut back in 1966? Well, if your economy car still doesn't have this luxury feature, there are some easy fixes. For between $40 to $100, you can get seat cushions that have heating, cooling, and massage functions. Perfect for your next road trip. Backup cameras are required for any car put out after May 1st, 2018, but if your vehicle is missing this essential safety tool, no worries. You can install one yourself for about $150. If you don't have to remember cassette players because you still have one inside your car, don't worry, you can still join today's Bluetooth technology with an Ion audio cassette adapter. For just $20, this adapter will use your vehicle's existing cassette player to enable you to talk on your phone hands-free and stream music. Eliminate the bumps and scrapes of parallel parking with aftermarket parking sensors. Now, some are going to require professional installation, but there are some that you can do at home with just a few tools. Depending on how many features you're looking for, parking sensors can cost as low as $18 all the way to upwards of $300. Forget new car jealousy. A browse online or in a store can make your old car feel like new. It is hot outside. We've been hearing about triple-digit heat coming up next week, so the kids are going to need to be inside. You want to keep them occupied with something creative that has nothing to do with a video game. So I've got a little craft project that is easy for the kids, and you know what? This is something that everybody's going to want to get involved in.
You're keeping the big kids occupied as well.
Found these cute little boxes at Michael's craft store starting at 99 cents each. There are so many things you could do with these. And the first thing, since it is raw wood, is to paint it. So why not? Finger painting, you could definitely do that. Or you could use some of these craft paints. I grabbed them in every color. They're about $1.50 each, definitely worth it. So with these really cheap paints, you can also get these really cheap brushes. This was 49 cents.
Wait, what store did you go to?
This was Michael's Craft Store.
Okay, gotcha.
One of the things I love about Michael's Craft Store is that you can always find 40% off coupons, and they take competitor coupons. So if you've got something from like Joann's or another craft store, bring it into Michael's. uncles, they honor it. So this is a few examples of the fun things you can do with this. All right, so I just kind of went with a red and black motif. Why not? Because it's cute. This is something that you can keep jewelry in, and really the whole idea is just to stay occupied.
You know, and the fun thing is that little kids, anything that makes a mess means it's going to be just that much more fun.
But speaking of making a mess, all right, if you're going to be indoors, because it will be hot, this is just a plastic bag. This is a trash bag. Take this, lay it down, whether it's on your table or on the floor, and that way, if you get mess and paint all over this, you know what? You crumble up the bag, you throw it out. Really easy there. See, Mady's already into it, and I know Mady loves the color red. I knew she was gonna go straight for that. Really cute, Mady. And then if you wanna do some details, like the details on this treasure chest, you use the smaller brushes. And I got a whole pack of these smaller brushes for $1.99. So super cheap, really easy to do. And this is not just for the kids. You know, another time that I did this project, a bachelorette party.
Oh.
The bride didn't drink. It wasn't about going out to the bar and partying it up. She wanted to sit with her girlfriends and chat. We made these. We actually lined the inside of the boxes with velvet to make it nice and soft. It was a really place to put your rings and your jewelry.
I was going to say, this can work for so many things. I mean, especially not just for kids, but even for bigger kids like me.
Bigger
Just to
kids, a
hide
scouting
things.
project.
Yeah.
You could do an entire scouting project, whether this was Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts. Couldn't you imagine the entire troop doing this, and then when you're done, taking it to a nursing home and making it as gifts for people? That could be a really fun service project, which I
was
really
thinking
love.
of making these as gifts for all my colleagues for Christmas.
Right?
If I start right now, I think by December.
By December, you'll be
they
done.
will all be, yeah.
Now this
ready to
one,
go.
I didn't actually have this color green. This was a white with a dark green that I put together, but doesn't it kind of remind you of the Tiffany's boxes? It's kind of that
pretty.
Tiffany blue. I sort of want to put a white bow on the top and make it work.
Well, you can, because
I totally
guess
can.
what?
These were stick-ons. I found these adorable stick-on bows. The thing I love about this, you could add tiles, you can glue things on top of it. This is just really super easy, fun to do, and look, anybody can get involved. And she obviously had no idea she'd be doing this and wearing white today,
No,
right?
seriously.
All right, well, thank you so much. This was awesome. A little creativity for the day, right?